Hey everybody, I want to welcome you to this episode of Deacon Lafayette, and this is your favorite Deacon himself, Deacon Lafayette. Coming to you today. I haven't been with you for a while, but I come to you today. Health not as good as it should be, so if I stumble, I have a cold and my throat is real sore. And, what goes along with a chest cold is that comes up and you have to get rid of it. So I'll excuse myself if that happens. Hopefully it doesn't. Okay? Let me tell you a couple things going on. I know a lot of us go to church or have gone to church. And I know a lot of us have been in positions to see a lot of things. I know I have. So I'm going to speak for me. I've been in positions that I've sit in offices with pastors, with doctors, with ministers, in town, out of town. I did some security a few times for big name preachers. I'm just not going to call any names. And I driven some of them around. Like I say, I've been security for entertainers coming to the churches. So I've done quite a lot as a deacon and as a part of the security teams. I've been to quite many churches. Being behind the scenes and being armor bearer or just security, you get into a chance to see different things. I've never seen anything that surprised me, that was bad enough to surprise me. I've never seen that. I've heard things that didn't surprise me, that I thought was mean. But what it did was I started losing the zeal for being back there in the offices with the ministers and pastors, man. I know that they human. We all are human and we all do human things. Even the Lord himself spoke on that. Blood and flesh. Just because you're saved does not mean that you let everything go. It only, to me, it's we're trying to get in that realm that's impossible to get to. There was only one perfect man. His name is Jesus. Christianity comes from the word Christ. And the definition of a Christian is to be godlike. To be godlike. The Bible said no one, okay? And it also says that we all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. We all. Even has a part that says we're going to get into heaven, but just by a few things get us in. Welcome, my good and what? God says that when he welcomes us, he's welcoming us for the faithful few things that we've been faithful for. You've been faithful for a few things. I want to say that again. That few thing gets us in, y'all. We ain't all that in a bag of potato chips. We're not, man. I've never gone around talking about ministers and pastors and overseers, and I don't do that. I don't look for them to be perfect. I know that men fall short. We still have shortcomings, man. My pastor ain't perfect. I know he gonna have some issues. My bishop gonna have some issues. But what I'm not gonna do is go all over the radio and Spreaker and Facebook and YouTube talking about them. I'm not gonna do that. I don't want nobody talking about my shortcomings, you know? Every one of us has something we've done that we're not talking about. And we're hoping nobody catches it. Amen, y'all. Come on. We fall short. We fell short. We've done things. Our closet has skeletons in them. Don't talk about that, man. And God told us about his people. Put not your hand on his what? Prophet. And harm not his servant. Woe to you. Woe. I'm not going to be in that woe factor. Not me. That don't even sound cool, man. That sounds rough. Woe. The Bible says that woe to you. Oh, man. What am I in now? All the aches and pains and miseries I'm going through. To me, that's already a woe. And I don't like it. So I wouldn't like to get into the woe that they're talking about in the Bible. Hello. I'm woe every morning after I wake up and give God some praises and you hear me moan because my legs hurt. My feet hurt. Something is bothering me, but I love God, man. God took me off of drugs. He delivered me. I was a mess, man. Over 25 years, man, I was a junkie. Man, I shot dope. I shot dope in vacant buildings and schoolyards, in the doorway of churches and the back door of churches. I've done things like that, man. My mama's room, the basement, the bathrooms, your bedroom. I was all over the place, man. And I didn't have respect of a person. I didn't respect them. You let me in, I went to shoot the dope in the restaurant building bathroom, Burger King, Burger Chef, and Jeff. McDonald's, parking lot of White Castle, man. I've done those things, man. I've put pistols in people's faces. I've put pistols in women's faces. I've snatched pocketbooks. Stole out cars, man. I stole the teachers' hubcaps off their cars while they were at work. I've done it. Been accused of it. My partner and friend of mine got blamed for everything in the neighborhood, even if we'd have been in Illinois at that time. I remember being accused of a murder and I was nowhere around. And when I told the police my alibi was, I was at the methadone clinic, man, getting my dose for today at that time. And they checked behind me and found out I was telling the truth. But anybody in my neighborhood, if somebody came in and robbed them with a mask on, they was my size and shape and color, dark. I got to blame. I was a part of it. I don't even do burglaries, man. Only burglary I did, I got caught. And that told me right then wrong. That was crazy. Plus we lottered around too long. We hung out too long. Amen. I haven't been a good guy, man, all my life. But I tell you, for the last 25 years, I've been pretty good at walking in the ways that the Lord would want me to walk. When He delivered me, my life changed. When I prayed that day at the VA hospital during my detoxification days and asked Him to save me, to take the drugs away, that I would serve Him the rest of my life. I meant that, and I know a lot of people have said the same thing. The thing that I did not know, nobody told me, was I'd be doing the things that I'm doing now. I just thought God takes it away and it's a done deal. All I had to do was go to church, go to Sunday school. No, sir, that was not it. A whole lot of things came with it that's called work, because I had become a servant, and then I became a deacon that were made by the church, Paul, because he had too much to do, that the Lord told him to get him some people, some men, and call them deacons, and they would do the work. You prepare and lead the people. The deacons will serve the people. Oh my God. I've been doing that ever since, man. And doing a pretty good job, I think. You know, my heart is with drug addicts and homeless. But I don't mind helping anyone. I don't. So let me ask you something. Help me. My group is called Addiction Overcomers. Addiction Overcomers. And I need some people that's been through drugs and alcohol, or that's in it now, to join our group so that we can help one another. I see it done every day. Someone is encouraged by what someone else says. That's why we go around as inspirational speakers to different events and venues, talking, sharing our story. I've never shared my story somewhere and didn't get somebody that needed help. I never forget, man, I went to a school in St. Louis where I live called Pattonville. And when I was speaking at Pattonville, I had went there for 5 consecutive years right around Thanksgiving, because they do a collection for the job that I was working, ministry. And I would go because they would ask me to come back. And I would talk to the graduating class. And this one year, it was so amazing. You know, after I got through talking, sharing, I was getting ready to go, you know, saying thanks to everybody. I had a line of people waiting. And this one girl said that, excuse what I'm getting ready to say, man. But she was a little white girl, said her daddy was a drug user, is a drug user, and that I remind her of him Now listen to what I just said. And it kind of floored me because I didn't ever expect to hear something like that. And she said it gave her hope now that he can recover because of my story. And then another young lady said to me that she was struggling with heroin addiction. Now this is at school, high school. And I've encouraged her to get some help. She was going and get on the methadone program, which wasn't a bad idea as long as she didn't stay on it forever. It was a good idea. And a week later, I received a yellow envelope at work from the school. I didn't have an idea what it was. I didn't. And when I opened it up, 50 cards fell out that the class had made themselves and put comments on each and every one of them. And it blowed me away. Because I thought back to where I came from, they would not have even spoken to me. But God used me in a way to gravitate towards them and to speak some healing into their life and hope. Oh man, it was just awesome. Even my boss almost fainted. But she had a vision that God had given her about me. And I'll get into that one day because she didn't like me when she came. But that doesn't matter if you don't like me, because God loves me. And it's His choice of what work I would be doing. I got to recover, y'all. Don't forget my page, Addiction Overcomers. Let me know that you heard me on Spreaker. And I'll see you next time. Pray for me that this cold disappears, okay? Bye.